Good morning. Today we are finishing off the habit loop. It's been a long journey through the habit loop, and we're going to review it a little bit here as we end. So remember, the habit loop starts with your cue. The cue leads you into a craving. The craving brings you a response. The response gives you a reward. That's the habit loop. So as far as the 4 laws of behavior change, that cue, in order to make your behavior more obvious, you want to notice what those cues are. In order to understand your craving, you want to make it attractive. You want to have your response be easy, and you want to make the reward satisfying or rewarding, right? As far as bad behaviors go, again, for the 4 laws of inversion, we're going to take that cue and we want to make it invisible. We want to create our craving. We want our craving to be not desirable, unattractive. We want our response to be difficult. We don't want to be able to do it. And then finally, now that we're in the reward part of the habit loop, for not wanting to do a habit, you want to make sure that it is unsatisfying, not rewarding. So that's where we are today. Roger Fisher is a Harvard grad. He was he fought in World War II and became part of the Harvard negotiation project. He wrote the book Getting to Yes, which is a famous book on negotiation that many people in sales have read. And he also wrote down an idea back in the 80s while the nuclear threat was getting high and we had a thought that there might be nuclear war. He had this idea that in order to make sure nuclear war was the thing that we needed to do at the time, he thought we should take a volunteer, put the nuclear arm codes in a capsule, and embed those arm codes next to the heart of this volunteer. And then this volunteer would walk around with the president all the time. And if something happened where the U.S. was tempted to go to nuclear war, the president would need to take a butcher knife and cut the capsule out of the volunteer. Well, that seems a little severe, doesn't it? Well, the thought process was, in order for the president to realize what pushing that button was going to do, before he could kill millions of people, he had to physically, personally kill one person. Taking that knife and killing the person next to him to symbolize and literally show what taking a life looked like. So that's a perfect example of the 4th law of inversion. Make it not satisfying. How many presidents do you think are going to cut open a volunteer to get out that capsule in order to go to war? Making an experience satisfying increases the likelihood that you're going to do it again. Making an experience painful decreases the idea that you're ever going to do it again. You know, as kids, we always talk about, they touch a stove, it'll be the last time they touch it, right? You eat something disgusting, you might not taste it for a while. Making it painful decreases the idea of doing it. So if failure is painful, we fix it. If the failure is painless, there's no consequences. We can ignore it, right? Messing up has consequences. If you're running a restaurant and you give bad service, you might have to worry about complaints and reviews, or give bad food, you're gonna have to worry about complaints and bad reviews. If you're a doctor and you mess up on a patient, you can bet they're going to complain about it, family lawsuits, all sorts of other things. If you know that pain is quick, you're less likely to make a mistake. So students in college that lose out on points if they don't attend their class, like the instant they're late, it's marked as points off. Or when you're late on a bill and you get the late fee, right? Like, they don't say, oh, you were just a couple minutes late. And the minute you're late, you get a late fee, overdraft fee, right? Like, they want to discourage those behaviors. So If you could create the pain, then the more immediate, the better. We've talked about accountability partners already in this group. In fact, interestingly enough, accountability partner was something that you could do to make it satisfying, because it's awesome to be able to tell somebody that you're being successful. It's awesome to check it off on the calendar. Speaking of calendar, checking mine off today, day 24, bread habit yesterday. I mentioned in yesterday's video, I almost had that mishap with the cereal in the morning, but the rest of the day was good. Actually pretty easy. So day 24, we were good for that, but like that's a satisfying habit, checking off, telling an accountability partner you were successful. Accountability partner and that habit contract are actually one of the key items that you can do in order to make sure that your habit is unsatisfying as well, because nobody likes to disappoint. Nobody likes anybody to look at them and feel as if they're letting them down. Nobody likes somebody to think less of them. Other people's opinions matter. And because of that, being in an accountability group or having accountability partners really makes a difference on how successful you're going to be. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this video. I told you all that before, knowing that 220 people potentially, plus the people I'm sharing this with on YouTube and on LinkedIn, knowing that all of you potentially will have to hear me say, I ate bread today, I messed up, I didn't complete the challenge, really keeps me motivated to do this. I was talking to a member of our group who joined the accountability group that we advertised for. So there's a small group of them that are getting that formed a little chat together, and they're taking pictures and sending them to each other every morning and every afternoon, or however the frequency of their habit and behavior is. And what she's finding is that knowing that she's sending this picture out is motivating for her, because like she isn't going to skip it, because she knows that they're looking for it, and she knows that she's got other people that will be on her if they miss. Again, the habit contract suggested that perhaps you pay a trainer, or you pay somebody else in your life, your spouse, or your kids. Somebody even put on Twitter, if I haven't posted this tweet by 6 a.m. every morning, the first 5 people to comment, I'll PayPal them $5, right? So $25 out of pocket for any morning he didn't wake up at 6. So different things that you can do in order to make that habit painful. Again, we hate letting other people down, and accountability could be the best item that you can do to make it unsatisfying. That's it. That's it for the habit loops. That's it for the behavior laws. Tomorrow we're going to go into a question on identity that was sent in by one of our group members. I think it'll be a good one. I'll see you there. Thanks.